Hello and welcome to Hollow Acres Homestead. My name is Stephanie and today is garden tour day. So this is week 9 of garden tours for this year of 2022. And do you see that gate behind me? Those sunflowers, they're at the top of it. The cucumbers are starting to grow and the melons are sprawling out in front. We are on the very far left of the garden, or of the fence anyway. Still haven't planted more sunflowers. These are starting to come up. This one melon plant is monstrous. There is damage to the leaves. There are pests. And it does look like they need to be fertilized. The leaves are starting to turn yellow, which tells me they need some nitrogen. But these sunflowers, this is just glorious. Look at how glorious it is. Look at there. Now I was moving these plants around earlier and I saw, which one was it? At the base of this squash plant, there are some there's damage. Squash borers. I saw some large ones in there earlier and I picked them out. But the base of that is, I don't think this plant is gonna, live much longer. Unless it rerooted, which it very well may have. Let's see. Oh goodness. So this is, I can't remember what melon it is that I planted, but even though the vine borers got to it, and they're getting to quite a bit of these, the fact that they are rerooting in different parts of the soil, the fact that they are setting off new shoots of roots tells me that they might just make it. I am still waiting on my order of diatomaceous earth that I placed a couple of days ago. It'll be here in the next couple of days. But until then, I've just been using neem oil, and it is not working for these squash vine borers, but of course they don't. So I will try the diatomaceous earth, and I think I also got BT. So we'll be doing some serious pest control in the next week or so. I did good. Oh, look at here. Right in there. Got a melon. Doesn't that just look glorious? So I'm seeing a lot of these guys on the plants. I'm seeing these guys on the plants. I think they're stink bugs. I need to look it up again for sure. But I need to get them off because I'm seeing them all over the garden. Amaranth is starting to come on. Look how beautiful that is. I can't wait to see it much bigger. We have these Mexican bean beetles all over everything. Come on. Ugh, see, slapping it just doesn't work. These things are stinking huge. Now, I have noticed damage to these plants as well. Right at the roots. But there's some fruit coming on. I'm also starting to experience blossom end rot. So either my flowers aren't getting pollinated or the plant is sick. A lot of this, like this plant is sick. But at least we'll get a couple of zucchini out of it. Amaranth, still getting tore up by bugs, but it's kicking. They're all still going. These melons, something got them. The corn has fallen. I will probably come through and just touch the base of the plants with some compost because the roots are shown and they're not very well supported. So they're falling a bit. More amaranth. More melons coming in. This is a red garnet amaranth. So pretty. I'll show you the front of the fence right there. I have a little bag of compost sitting. Flowers all over the fence. These cucumbers are growing up. Everything's looking pretty good. Pretty good. The strawberries still didn't break dormancy, so I'm probably just going to come through and put some more melons in. Or pumpkins. Probably pumpkins. I want pumpkins. These loofahs are much smaller than these loofahs, but they're growing. They're all growing. My grapevine is trying to make a comeback for it. Something topped it off. Doesn't want to focus. These are spaghetti squash. I tried training them up, but they did not want to go up. They kept on falling down. And look at that guy. And then you see the stem right behind it. So we are having quite a problem with the squash borers. And we have to address it quickly or we're going to lose all the plants. But they're doing good. We have some little fruits over here. But these also didn't really want to go up. But these plants are not doing as well as these. But they're still doing things. Potatoes were here. I pulled them all out. We got some little potatoes, a couple of good sized ones. I'm going to amend that soil and plant something else. I don't know what yet. Oh, look at this. Still need to paint that chalkboard. Beautiful. Blueberries. Little blueberries. Amaranth, man, it got eaten up more than anything else in the garden. Well, except the cabbage, I guess. And now we have all the beautiful white butterflies from the cabbage. Something got to that. Wildflowers, I don't know what any of these are going to be. Snapdragons. And I got the weed eater through here because it was more grass than flowers. I'm not going to go down there. It's still a mess. There's the two beds right there. They have snapdragons and weeds in them. We have some lettuces on this side and mostly carrots. I'm going to come pull a lot of this out in the next day or two. Amend the bed and replant. That is spinach that has gone to seed. There's dinosaur kale back there that's gone to seed. All those pretty flowers are celery. Look how pretty. I did not catch a lot of these in time. Oh, spiderweb. So they've started tangling around each other, and I don't really want them to do that. But, yeah, whatever. They'll grow. They're growing. And that's what I need them to do. Yeah, looking at the trellis on this side, try to get through it. That is celery going to seed. I'm letting this, it's pretty tall, I'm letting it go to seed to save the seeds. I guess these radishes should probably be picked by now. Let's see. Oh no, they've just gone to seed. Yeah. Oh, spiderwebs. Everywhere spiderwebs. More dinosaur kale. That lettuce it's all started sprouting and starting to taste bitter, so I will pull that out. It did not last long. The tomatoes are growing over here. Slowly but surely. Need to plant in this bed as well. Look. Glorious. Now most of the growth is on the right side of the garden because that is where the sun is for about 6 to 7 hours sporadically through the day. You can tell. So these beans on this trellis were planted the same time as these beans on this trellis. Yeah, they were. Parsley going to seed. A lot of the stuff in here is going to seed. I am letting it. I have so much parsley put away. I mean, I probably have 3 years worth of parsley put away. So cilantro is going to seed. The cucumbers are starting to grow up a little bit, a couple of them. The glorious wall of beans. Here we have butternut squash, and look, little baby butternut. More amaranth. Got mint back there and dill. More butternut squash. It needs to be fertilized, but look, another little butternut. And there are some vine borers over here too. I really do hope that I can get a handle on these vine borers and on the pests that are in the garden. There are so many more than there were last year, and my biggest pests last year were deer. I didn't really have much of a pest problem other than aphids. But this year there's so many other bugs, so many more. Look, it's reached the top. It's going to climb over. These are rattlesnake beans. Look at them rattlesnaking. There it is. And these are, I think these are the Blue Lake green beans. Yeah, here we go. Right there. Green beans all over. There are cucumbers here. These are the white cucumbers. This basil, look at that basil. Tomatoes, a mix of tomatoes all throughout. My one Brussels sprout plant left. It's not really brustling, so I don't think it's going to stay. This celery is getting pretty big. I'm going to come probably fertilize it one more time, and it should be big enough to pick in, oh gosh, I think it was like 3 weeks, something like that. Now we are at the second bed. I built a trellis. I don't think I made a video. I think I just did it. Need to come get the rest of this radishes out. And we have some volunteer tomato plants. I don't know what these are, but there's a basil right next to it. Basil. I love basil. See? White butterfly. There are white butterflies everywhere. Gotta come get them because they're the bad ones. This is the back long bed. Cosluto Genevieve is getting tall. These are the white painted daisy. There's one back there. They're all starting to open up. So this is where the Cosluto ends. I had something get in the garden, tore up the plants I planted back there. More of the white daisies. More daisies. It flopped over in the rain. It's really top heavy. But the tomatoes in the back are still there, so I don't remember what they are. Look at all that. Look at all the growth, all the growth. This is literally just a bed of things going to seed. Radishes and celery. Same thing there. I throw in a couple of tomatoes. Man, this looks awesome. Oh my god, this looks awesome. That is just the coolest darn thing in the world. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to see that filled in. I am such in awe of what I have done. Oh my goodness. Hey, look at this guy. That's a spaghetti squash. There's also vine borers there too. Yep, they're in all of them. The rotten things. Here's another one. Let's hope these plants survive because they're growing up. These ones wanted to grow up. Look at all those flowers. Aren't they so pretty? See, these were supposed to be red. That's orange. I think that's a poppy. That was supposed to be a bachelor button, but I think that's a daisy. Cosmos. zinnias. This one's going to be purple. How cool is that? Look at those things. I still have a lot of stuff out here. I'm just going to, seriously, I'm going to take these trays and I'm going to plant them in the soil. And that is it. I'm going to be super lazy about it. These are Amish paste tomatoes in this small section. See, I know what some of the stuff is. And all this glorious purple basil. Well, I have green basil. I have to pick purple basil too. Come here. Oh, beautiful. Oh, it's so lovely. These are jalapenos. I have stuff everywhere. This is a bay laurel tree that is not happy. It's dying. More amaranth. Oh, looky there. That's pretty. Little tiny one. Oh, this one's going to be purple too. Oh, I think that's a blueberry cheesecake. Oh, I think it is. This is lemon balm right there. I need to plant that out in a place where I can let it spread. Glorious beans. Doing good. All of my squash plants have vine borers in them. Some of them are producing fruit. But look at these beans. Lots of beans. I almost have enough beans to can. I plan on canning beans in the next couple days. I think it's a fox that got back here. I think I figured it out. There's a zucchini right there. See, I came earlier and trimmed it down, but there's damage. All of them. You're sideways. I'm sorry, you're sideways. I picked all of the peas that I could, and I missed a lot of them. I waited like 2 days too long to harvest the peas, and by the time I got to it, I still got a decent amount of peas. I got a quart-size Ziploc full. But a lot of them had already started to dry, so I'm just gonna let the whole thing, I guess I'm just gonna let it all mostly go to seed. There's still some that look pretty okay, but the heat has gotten to it and it's pretty yellow. All the lettuce in the middle died. That was lettuce and okra. Okra in the middle is starting to come back after being bitten down. Some okra at the top. Purple beans. Something has gotten to the beans. But the goal here is to just save the seed. If I can get some of these purple beans to dry on the vine and be a salvageable seed, I will feel like that is successful in itself. Just because of how much money I spent on the seeds. So I need more. Man, I really missed pockets and handfuls of basil. Okay. I think this is spaghetti squash too. Yeah, it is. They're sick. They're starting to get sick. They are. Ugh. So many bugs out here, my goodness. Did we just see everything? We saw the whole garden. Didn't even feel like it. I did that weird. That's why it doesn't feel like it. Look, let's just go hang out in here for a minute. So 9 weeks of garden tours. And I have a wall of beans. I did this. Boom. Lovely. Just lovely. Now there's still quite a bit to do in the garden and so much more growth that is going to happen. I need to clean out 3 or 4 beds, and I am strongly considering, and this is so crazy, another crazy thing that I do, of moving the greenhouse. So I want to take the top off. The holes in the back are officially so large that bats get in, so the top needs to come down. I am going to move the greenhouse to where the old sitting spot was. And I'm going to add what I'm assuming to be between 10 and 15 new beds. They are going to be in-ground garden spaces. I do have extra wood from the beds that I took apart, but I don't think I'm going to do that unless I line the fence with the bed. But I really don't think I'm going to do that because of the long tomato bed. I'm looking at it, but all the vines are coming right up it and climbing the trellis, and I don't want that. So I still have a lot to do. I have so many plants and not enough space to plant them in because I overplanted again. What are you going to do? That is all that I have for this week's garden tour. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough through the garden. I know that I did. I even got something lovely out of it. Please hit the like button if you liked this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. In the description below, I will leave a link to our Linktree account, which has all of our social medias on it, and it's a direct link. You click it and you can get to wherever we are. And it is Memorial Day weekend, so stay safe out there and have a good weekend. We'll see you next time here on Hollow Acres Homestead.